Let's dive into ZIX, the brand new VR roguelike from Hidden.io that's all about chaos, combat, and creativity. This isn't just another hack and slash. ZIX introduces First Instinct, a gesture-based movement and combat system, and it's packed with procedural worlds, alchemy-driven abilities, and seamless co-op across Quest and Steam VR. After spending time with the game, I'll break down what makes it stand out, where it stumbles, and why I kept jumping back in, even though roguelikes usually aren't my go-to genre. At its core, ZIX puts you in the role of an acolyte harvesting raw instability from 3 shifting worlds. You use a mystical cauldron to fuse ingredients from those worlds, which changes everything. Enemies, environments, and even the chaos that unfolds. Every run plays out differently, with bosses that can literally reshape arenas mid-battle. The hook here is improvisation. Instead of memorizing patterns, you're constantly adapting. Gesture-based combat is central. You dash, wall run, block, and throw weapons without even glancing at your controllers. The focus is on intent and rhythm, not button combos. That makes the game feel like orchestrating chaos, chaining dodges, dives, and strikes in ways that flow naturally once you get the hang of it. You can tackle this solo or bring along up to 2 friends in full cross-platform co-op. Whether you're on Quest or Steam, everyone can mix worlds together and fight through the madness. The visuals hit me first. The neon-soaked environments are eerie but vibrant, with glowing edges and surreal atmospheres that stand out in VR. The color palette is striking and made a strong first impression. Even in chaotic fights, the environments remain readable, which is critical in a roguelike, where every second counts. Skins also bring personality. I played rocking a punk skin while a friend went mushroom mode, and while they're cosmetic, they add fun flair without interfering with performance. For those who care about customization, there are purchasable upgrades, but they're optional and don't unbalance the experience. Here's where I hit some friction. ZIX doesn't hold your hand. The terminology, systems, and mission goals often asked me to decode them myself. Early on, I felt a bit lost, and that delayed my connection with the game, but once I powered through repeated runs, things clicked. The cauldron made sense. The augments had real impact, and the rhythm of combat became second nature. You'll need patience in the first few runs, but if you push through, the payoff is worth it. Combat is where ZIX shines. Enemies feel fair, dangerous but beatable if you use timing and movement. I experimented with multiple weapons, but here's the surprise. Despite usually avoiding bows in VR games, the bow and arrow became my go-to weapon here. It felt powerful, accurate, and capable of melting enemies quickly. Pairing the bow with a sword gave me versatility, and perks only made those builds better. The First Instinct system takes a couple runs to trust, but once I did, I played more naturally, dodging, striking, and throwing in rhythm. When it works, it's incredibly satisfying, especially during fights where you're blasting bees, bunnies, and mushrooms into space. Progression is built on roguelike staples: perks, augments, and tokens. Perks drop during runs, amplifying your abilities and keeping builds fresh, but fail a mission, and you lose those upgrades, unless you buy them using acolyte tokens in the Cauldron store. This risk-reward system keeps tension high without being punishing to the point of frustration. The Cauldron is where the game achieves replayability. By mixing ingredients from 3 worlds, you're effectively remixing the game itself. Levels, enemies, even the physics-driven chaos changes. Add in leaderboards for most runs, most chaos, and most kills, and there's a competitive layer on top of the personal experimentation. Replayability here feels genuine. I don't usually enjoy roguelikes, but the mix of combat flow and discovery kept me coming back. I found myself jumping in just for one more run when I had other things I should have been doing. I played both solo and co-op, and both worked smoothly. Multiplayer with 2 friends was just as fun, though you'll want to watch out for greedy teammates who hoard chaos and perk boxes while you're stuck fighting off enemies. That unpredictability adds to the fun. but it does highlight the need for better resource sharing tools in future updates. But I'm still not quite sure exactly which resources are shared and which are not. ZIX hides more than it explains. There are secrets tucked into the world, and I found one worth teasing. 3 robed creatures hidden high above and around the outside of the cauldron. Visiting all of them unlocks a special machine that lets you create your own missions, breaking ZIX's own rules. This level of hidden content adds real incentive to explore and experiment, and I suspect there are more discoveries waiting to be uncovered. ZIX is a bold, chaotic roguelike that nails VR combat in a way few games do. The gesture-driven First Instinct system takes a few minutes to learn, but once mastered, it transforms combat into a rhythmic, improvisational dance. The Cauldron's world mixing makes every run unpredictable. And the replayability is real thanks to augments, upgrades, and secrets that keep you experimenting. The downsides? The learning curve is moderate for some, and the early game can feel ambiguous. But if you stick with it, the foundation is strong enough to reward persistence. For players like me, who don't typically enjoy roguelikes, the fact I keep returning for more says a lot about its staying power. At $20 in early access, ZIX already feels like a complete and promising package, and it has plenty of room to grow. If you're into VR combat, improvisation, or you just want something different from the usual rhythm or shooter titles, ZIX is worth your time. That's my review of ZIX. If you've played it already, let me know your go-to weapon in the comments. I'm curious if anyone else defaulted to the bow like I did, and if you're still on the fence, this is one of those VR games that proves experimentation and chaos can be just as fun as precision. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.